present, he is the fielding coach of the Lucknow Super Giants in the IPL. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rhodes has a special place for India in his heart. Many of us will be amused to know that he has even named his daughter India. A big round of applause for Mr. Jonty Rhodes. We'd like to welcome you, sir, with our whole hearts. Thank you so much for being here today. I would like to request you to please take the dais. Yeah, we would like to hear it from you.
Namaskar, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you for that very warm welcome. I must say, Delhi is not a place that I come to frequently in my stays in India. My wife and I, we spend 5 months of the year in Goa and in a very small village called Agonda, and then we live in Cape Town for the other 6 or 7 months of the year. So we are fortunate enough that we get an incredible experience into India for half the year at least. We have 2 small children who are both born in Mumbai, and it's been really interesting because my wife is an architect, but also she's a yoga teacher qualified. And while her father is a GP, a doctor back in South Africa, holistic medicine and holistic truth and holistic wisdom is something that my wife has certainly identified with our journey together in India since 2013. And some of the speakers spoke about listening to your body, and it's quite interesting because in a team environment, when you're coaching players, especially in India in the IPL, there's so much respect for senior players, for coaches who've had a career, that it's quite difficult for the young Indian players to actually tell you what they're really feeling. So a key message for me today is about not only listening to your body, but in a team environment or a work environment, good communication builds trust. And we all need trust in whatever industry we're in, whether we're working alone or working in a team environment, we all need trust to flourish. And there's certain ways to make sure you're achieving and building trust in business. And the one way that I've certainly learned is good communication is essential. But good communication is not just being somebody who speaks well to a group or speaks well to a person. Good communication requires active listening. Now, active listening is very different to just listening, because as we heard from, if you're not listening to your body, you really are heading for a fall. Maybe not this week, maybe not next month, maybe not even this year, but if we're not listening, we are in trouble. And it's such an important key element of what we do and how effective we can be, not only because we need to perform at the best of our ability, whatever industry. You don't have to be a professional sports person to require good health, because good health isn't what we see in Bollywood. It's not biceps and six-pack. It's not that. Sure, some people, fitness for them is going to the gym, but holistic wellness is something that we as a family really focus on. Our kids, the reason why we went to Agonda, our children run barefoot. They go to a school in the jungle. Everyone thinks that Goa is this party place. You go and you stay at the beach and that's it. But we live literally 5 minutes from the beach, but in the jungle. We have no television. Our kids have to be outside because there's nothing to do inside. It's a bit warm. They draw, they paint, but they are outside as much as possible. Because my wife, as the yoga teacher and as the architect, has really understood that everything is connected. So it's not just about, we have 3 things that we focus on as a family, and that's nutrition is one, movement is another, and the third thing is sleep, as basic as it sounds. And that's why we've moved and shifted to half the year in Goa, which allows us to do that. In South Africa, again, we're very active in outdoors. But it's a huge thing to be able to impact people. I've always been fortunate in that India has this massive passion for cricket. So it's quite easy for me to talk to people because all they want to talk about is that finally South Africa wins a ICC trophy or we win the World Test Championship final against Australia. And it's been 27 years, and South Africa since 1998 have won anything at the ICC. Generally we get there and everyone talks about South Africa choking, and I've been a part of 4 World Cups and I've seen it. But it's been an incredible growth, because I think one of the key messages for me too is that for us to have an impact, you don't require lifting the trophy. Yes, it's amazing to receive awards and to receive accolades, but if ever I've been involved with a championship team or a really great team, it's the teams that are behaving and performing like champions away from the field before they lift the trophy. So yes, you can still be a champion without being the person lifting the trophy. And it's a big thing, because what you're doing in your communities is making a huge difference. And we don't always get the thanks that sometimes we don't think that we need. But another lesson that I've always had is that how do we build this international pool of players in the IPL? You've got international stars sitting on the side of the field, because you're only allowed 4 international players. And as a coach and as assistant coach and as management, we are always looking to recognize and appreciate small things that they are doing to benefit the team. Because yes, they want to be on the field, they want to be hitting the winning runs and doing all the sexy things in cricket, but it's only an opportunity that certain or few people have. But you can still play an important role in the team's success just by doing small things, and it's often connecting with teammates and connecting with people, allowing them to play to the best of their ability. So you don't receive the accolades, but you are building a team environment that allows the team to get there. So to all of you today, congratulations on the impact that you are having. It's incredible. I mean, there is so much wisdom in India, and it's always amazing. I mean, today, International Yoga Day. My wife is a yoga teacher. It's such a big part of her meditation and a part of her daily routine. And we're really grateful to be connected to this incredible country. So I want to say thank you for what you are doing in your communities. Because with 1.4 billion people, it's often quite easy to say, well, what's the point of doing anything? My contribution is not going to make a difference. But if you think back to my South African cricketing career, how many times did one run cost us a World Cup? Semi-final against Australia in 1999. World Cup 2003, we tied the game with Sri Lanka. We tied with Australia. We didn't lose. One more run is all we needed. And you are that one run. In a population of 1.4 billion, you are that one run. And it's often that one run. Sure, the big things happen on a grand scale, but without that one run, the team often doesn't get across the line. So please remember that the contribution to your community, to the patients that you're dealing with, the people that you're taking care of, is massive on a grand scale. So thanks a lot for your contribution. Congratulations on your awards, and thank you for giving me this time to speak to all of you today. Thank you.